Well, for me, it all started so well. That day when we entered into Jerusalem, there was so much excitement, so much happiness, and so many people were shouting things like, Hosanna, Hosanna to the Son of David. For me, the moment had arrived. Finally, we were going to take Jerusalem for God. Finally, Jesus was going to be able to set up his kingdom, just like that kingdom of old in the days of King David. Finally, we could overthrow those oppressors, the Romans. I was just so excited. But then it all started to go wrong the next day. Next day we went to the temple, and Jesus cleared the temple of all the money exchangers and started preaching all about this being God's house of prayer. And then he started healing people, and it proved very popular with the people, which on one level is fine. But all that money being thrown around, was that really necessary? And okay, the money exchangers were charging far too much for what they wanted, but got to make a living somehow, haven't they? And the temple, if it doesn't build itself, it needs money. So, I don't know. I'm not quite sure Jesus did the right thing there. But hey ho, I could live with that. But then something else happened. And it really, I just couldn't believe what Jesus was saying. Do you know what he said? He said, give your taxes to Caesar. Caesar? The Romans? They're our oppressors. They beat us. They throw us in prisons. They crucify us on the roadsides. Give money to them willingly? No way. No way. That was too much for me. Okay, he did say give to God what is God's and give to Caesar what is Caesar's. But even so, there are oppressors, for goodness sake. So I was not happy. I was so not happy with what Jesus was talking about. But then it got worse. I mean, going to Jerusalem and seeing the temple for me was amazing. It's an amazing, beautiful wonder of the world. And do you know what Jesus said? That it was going to be torn down, that not one stone would be left on another. What? How on earth is Jesus going to build his earthly kingdom if he's tearing down the temple? How is that going to bring the people together? What could I say? I just didn't know what to say, if I'm quite honest. And so I was churning all this over in my head, and we were again in the temple. And then this woman came out, a very poor woman, and she put hardly any money in the offering. Now, there were lots of wealthy people, rich people, giving their tithe, giving loads of money towards the temple. And did Jesus say anything about them? No. He started going on about this woman, saying how that she gave more. Really? She hardly gave anything, actually. I don't know. I didn't know what to say, really. Just kind of went along with it. But then there was something that happened. For me, was just a step too far. We were in someone's house, and this woman came in with this really expensive jar of perfume, worth a year's wage. Yeah, a year's wage. And what did she do with it? She broke it over his head and poured it all over him. What? I thought to myself, that's madness. I mean, surely Jesus has got to rebuke this woman for this. But you know what he did? He blessed her. He said, she is blessed. And throughout the rest of history and time, she will be remembered for this act that she did towards him. Well, for me, as I say, that was a step too far. And I don't know what came over me. I just don't know what came over me, to be honest, whether it was anger, frustration, but something almost like ended in my spirit, and I could no longer be party to all of this. I could no longer truly be a follower of this Jesus. So it's then that I went to see the authorities to talk about what we're going to do with Jesus, because he really needed a shock. He needed to wake up to the reality of what he was saying and what he was doing. Because if he was going to carry on like that, there is no way we will be able to establish a new kingdom here on earth and overthrow those Romans. So that's why I went. You can judge me, and I know history has judged me as Judas, the betrayer. But let me ask you a question. What would you have done?